changed the lives of the people living in the west. The whale fjord that we're driving under is very deep, very long, and the winds here can be absolutely disastrous in the winter time. And I'm born and raised in the west, and a lot of my terror memories from childhood is trying to get to Reykjavik or trying to get home from Reykjavik in awful weathers, nearly being blown off the roads again and again. So now a lot of people who live in the west can actually commute to Reykjavik for work. It's all thanks to this tunnel. And when I was growing up, I thought this fjord was called the Whale Fjord because there was a lot of whales here, and we're still whaling a little bit, which is very controversial as everything else. And the station where they take the whales and slaughter them or work them after they've been killed is in the Whale Fjord. And I thought this is the reason why this place is called the Whale Fjord, but it really isn't. There's an old myth about this fjord that goes roughly as follows. So back in the days, in the Middle Ages, early Middle Ages, there were 3 friends. They were fishing on a rowing boat, and they got caught by a storm. And luckily for them, they survived, and they ended up on a small island off the coast. And there they waited to be rescued. And they went to sleep. And when they woke up the next morning, one of the 3 friends had disappeared. And the other 2 searched for him all day, and then eventually they got rescued. And of course, the people who rescued them asked them about this 3rd guy, like, where is he? What happened to him? And they simply said, we don't know. He was here with us, and then he just disappeared. And they weren't really. The sheriff wasn't really sure if he was going to believe them or not, but he kind of got away with it. And then a year later, there's a mass. Back in the Middle Ages, it was mandatory to go to mass once a week. So everybody had to go. And when the priest comes to the church, there's a woman standing outside the church holding a baby. An infant, and he'd never seen this woman before, which was quite weird in those days because everybody knew everyone. And he asks her about her name, and she doesn't want to tell him her name. And then she hands him the child and says the father will know what to do with the child, and then she disappears. And then when the mass starts, this missing guy that has been missing for 1 year, all of a sudden is standing there in the middle of the church. And the priest immediately kind of suspects that he has something to do with this strange woman and the child. And when the priest asks him, does this child belong to you, or do you know anything about this child and this woman who was here this morning? The guy says no, that he doesn't know anything.
海底隧道终于出来了。
And as soon as he says no, this woman reappears behind the priest and curses the man.
5分钟吧。
And the curse she puts on him, she says, you shall turn into a whale with a red dot